Oh, that was so good. Now it's starting to rain. Okay, the next place I'm going to for food, it's gonna take a few hours drive. It's my first time driving on the other side of the road, so this could be interesting. So, heading to a city called Rotorua, which is about 2.5, maybe 3 hours away from Auckland. And tonight I'm gonna experience a traditional Maori cuisine. Let's go. So I've been driving for about an hour, and I think I turned on the windshield wiper when trying to signal every single time. But check this out, raspberry Coke. This is great. With a huge raspberry flavor. So this city is called Rotorua, also known as Sulphur City. And when you're driving in, you see like all these the steam coming out of all these hot springs, and you can definitely smell it. Yep, smells like a rotten egg. And I'm here for this, Te Patu. And this experience has been rated as one of the top 10 in the world by TripAdvisor, so really excited for this. So this has been a pretty incredible experience so far. When everybody filters in through the gates, you're taken to 4 different stations where you get to learn about traditional Maori culture, specifically the culture from this particular tribe. The first station, you learn about the village, where and how people lived, a little bit about the cultural interactions. My favorite part, every single station had a snack.
My cousin will be coming around with the first canapé. What we have on this canapé here, we have
shrimp wrapped in kawa leaf.
First one was shrimp wrapped in kawa leaf, which is a really minty leaf, and that goes really well with the sweet shrimp. Second station, the snack was fried bread with avocado and hara keke seed. And then learn to do a little haka, a lot harder than it looks. Third station, we had venison feta on a taro chip. And got to experience handling the poi, which was an ancient traditional weapon. Last station, the snack was manuka honey, watercress and cashew served on a sweet potato. And got to play a traditional game, which I lost, came in third. Finally, a performance of songs, dances, haka. So this is where the food comes out of. This is honey, and this is an earth oven. And Chef Irehe here is going to tell me what goes in here and what this oven is about.
Back in the day, it would be soil, so we'll dig a hole and put the stones on top of the fire, burn the stones down, remove the ash, put the food on top of the stones, and then cover it with dirt. Here we've got chicken, beef cheek, and lamb leg. And then on top of that basket, we also have sweet potato, or the kumara, potato, bread, stuffing, and pumpkin.
Special spices and sauce that goes in?
Nah, the flavour itself actually comes from the heating of the rocks.
Oh, really?
Well, it's smoked, so it has a very unique flavour. Every hangi that's done properly, like with fire and all that, you'll have that distinct flavour.
How long has this tradition been around, cooking it in an earth oven?
Way beyond, like hundreds of years. Our ancestors cooked like this every time. It was more for big gatherings. It was a lot easier to cook big for big crowds this way.
So how many does that feed?
That one there, I mean, you could feed up to 250 people in one of them.
250 people, wow.
Yeah.
All right, dinner is served and this is a feast. And every single dish has elements of local traditional flavors and ingredients. First is the horopito infused Highland egg. So pretty much a Scotch egg infused with horopito. Horopito is a native tree of New Zealand that has medicinal properties and it has a very peppery flavor. egg, beautifully fried. Very crispy texture on the outside. It's meaty, it's very rich, especially with the eggs. And the jalapeno element is in the sauce for the Scotch eggs. It's really earthy. You definitely taste the peppery flavor. I wish there was more sauce on the plate. That's excellent sauce. I think that would have cut down the richness of the Scotch egg by a lot. By the way, there's a lot of dishes going around today representing different cultures because Chef Yurihi, who's an executive chef here, he's Maori, and then the chefs working for him are from all over the world. So the menu changes for this place all the time. And he asked them to come up with a fusion dish, marrying the flavors, delicacies, and cooking techniques of their own culture with those of Maori origin. That's why see the confit duck sitting right over there. Before that, take a bite of salad to kind of cleanse my palate a little bit. I want to taste this duck. By the way, this tribe that's hosting us today is the Tahara tribe, and the duck is a delicacy for them. And this duck in particular is marinated for 12 hours in star anise, rock salt, cinnamon, and then confited for a further 4 hours and served with orange, walnut, and watercress salad, which is delicious. And the chef was telling me the reason the duck is served is because back in the day, they would preserve food in fat. So the confit duck is a representation of that cooking method. That duck is out of this world. I can't believe this is just appetizers. Main course is not even here yet. I love duck because of how fatty it is, and this thing is definitely fatty. Oh my gosh. That bite with tons of fat is just pure melt in your mouth. Butter. There's so much flavor in this duck. You can definitely taste the star anise. Look at the juice that's on the bottom. Oh, look how thick and rich that is. Oh my gosh. Oh, that gravy is just beautiful. Eat it with some bread. This is called rawana. It's a traditional Maori bread served with smoked cultured butter. And when this comes to the table, it is a sight to behold. Ooh, it smells so smoky. Bread is chewy, hint of sweetness. So smoky. This butter is like eating a smoky cloud. Dunk a little bit of this into the duck gravy. Oh my gosh, I love this dish. And if it gets too rich, chase it with some of the salad. Balances that right out. And check this out. Inside the duck leg, slices of duck breast. Drizzle some gravy onto the duck breast. Flavor is out of this world. It is so perfect. Can't get enough of this smoky butter. I love having that buttery smokiness in my mouth from the butter when I take a bite of the duck. This all works so well together. Just a absolutely beautiful dish. All right, main dish is here. Everything looks so good. First, this is Hangi tandoori fusion chicken. It's basically traditional tandoori spice chicken cooked in a Hangi oven. Look at this juicy chicken. Ooh, this thing smells smoky and nice. Oh my God. How freaking tender is this? This chicken is falling off the bones. Oh my God, tender, juicy, great blend of spices with a little bit of heat. This is so freaking wonderful. Next, it's fire pit roasted local pork belly and basted with Maori and Philippine spices. So it's kind of like a Maori lechon fusion dish. I'm so excited for this pork belly. And you can see the pork belly glistening with all that wonderful juice and fat. There's chilies on top, scallions, a little sauce on the side. I'm just gonna grab a whole piece of pork belly. Oh my God. I love this. Wow. Underneath the crispy skin. This thing absolutely melts as soon as you give it a chew. Chilies on top. Gives it a little additional heat if you need it. By the way, this dipping sauce on the side, it's vinegary, it's spicy, it cuts down the richness of the fat. Next is a basket of vegetables. Oh, this looks pretty. There's sweet potatoes, there's Maori potatoes, and there's pumpkin with bread stuffing. So this is the kumara sweet potato, and the purple one is the Maori potato. I think this is the pumpkin. It's so soft. This is the bread stuffing. Wow, this is phenomenal. It's so fluffy. It's very buttery, earthy. It's so fragrant. It almost tastes like there's truffle in here. It's soft, it's pillowy, it's airy. This thing just got a ton of flavor. That is so good. Finally, this is the Hangi beef cheeks. This is a Fijian and Maori fusion dish with red wine, shallots, garlic, lemon zest. This thing is tender. Oh yeah. You do not need your teeth to eat this. This is beyond melts in your mouth. Wow. Oh, and this part, look at this. And this part is all fat. Oh my God, that's the best piece. It's so gelatinous. Chase it with some of this awesome bread stuffing. These two dishes go so well together. There's one more thing on the table. This is a basket of roasted lamb. All these dishes came from the Hangi oven. So what's really interesting about these dishes is that, obviously I think the tandoori chicken has a lot of spices. Everything else, not a lot of spices, but you taste a very unique smoky umami emanating from the meat. Also the meat dishes, tender as can be, especially the tandoori chicken, the beef cheeks. That's stuff you can eat when you're 90 and have no teeth. Dessert is a mango panna cotta, and it has a candied kawa leaf on top. Oh, this is ridiculous. This panna cotta tastes like fresh mangoes. This is absolutely delightful. This whole meal, this whole evening has been nothing short of amazing. I got to learn a little bit about the local Maori culture, take part in some games and a haka, and finally sit down to a delicious and very plentiful meal. And everyone I've met tonight, everyone I've interacted with tonight, not only were they so warm and nice, you can tell they got a lot of energy and love for their culture, their heritage. And this has been a perfect way to wrap up my trip here in New Zealand. And as always, all the information for everywhere I went today is listed down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.